Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. For today's valued viewer request, we have from blank. I apologise, I forgot to copy your name in the text. I only got your question, so you'll know who you are. How does stealth affect missile tactics? So I guess we're talking BVR from kind of, 50 miles to emerge. How are things going to be different with stealth? So first, we're going to be using the F-22A Raptor mod in DCS. Massive disclaimer. Yes, stealth is modelled in DCS. It's modelled relatively simply. It's just done by a number which represents the radar cross section of that aircraft as a modifier, which will be modified for different aspects, speeds, distances and stuff of the aircraft. Now, in real life, stealth, I'm sure, is 100 million times more complex than that. Just bear in mind that these results are not going to be the same as real life. That's what I'm trying to get. It's just relevant to DCS. The first thing we'll do is we'll jump in a pair of F-15s at medium altitude, head on, 50 miles, and just have a normal missile fight to show you what a normal missile fight is going to look like with average skill players. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing, but with stealth. There's no preparation. We've not practiced this. I don't know what it's going to look like on the radar, and we'll react to it in real time. And then we'll have a couple of more fights once we've got a bit more experience and see the kind of things that we're going to start doing now that stealth's in play. I don't know what's going to happen. Any thoughts, RC?
No idea.
No idea. Right, let's jump in a pair of F-15s and stand by. Just get your radar on. We're a bit rusty in these, I'm aware, but, it's not that hard. Get your scanner out. Okay, I've found you already. I'm going to get you on a TWS. I'm going to talk through it for the valued viewers, just so you can see the difference. Got a TWS silent lock. I've got him locked up. Got my missile selected, I think I have. I'm going to double check this I have. He's spiking me in an SCT. That's what he wants to do. I'm going to do an offensive free-firing crank to the left. I'm going to get speed. I'm going to get altitude for a lob. And no, I thought I'd lost him for a minute, but I haven't. He's also cranking in the same direction. I'm going to reverse my crank, other way. A bit more altitude. Okay, he's counter cranking again, but it's okay. Range is 33 miles, no danger at the moment. I want to get speed. We do not have tanks on, so you don't need to drop anything. Okay, get supersonic. Not that easy with all these missiles on. Okay, we're cranking opposite directions now by the looks of it, which is fine. These will merge quicker. Wow, how much does this aircraft need a helmet mount display? I'm so not used to that now. I'm going to optimise my crank a little bit, as you can see. Coming up to a solution. Okay, I'm going to turn in now.
Shoot.
I'm going to put a posturing shot out. Over the top lob. Air brake on, off the power, post-shot defensive crank. Everything I'm doing is all about information. It's all about knowing where he is and which way he's pointing and how fast he's going. All of that information is in the radar, so everything I'm doing is on this radar. I'm not actually looking at the screen, the HUD at all.
Missile 12 o'clock
okay.
high. Missile 12 o'clock high.
That is, I just realised we left radio things on.
Missile
I'm notching now.
Missile 3 o'clock high.
It's all fine.
Missile 3 o'clock high.
I consider that dodge. I'm going to re-engage.
Missile 3 o'clock
Got him!
high.
And I'm going to make sure I'm safe. Notch the missile.
Missile 3 o'clock low. Missile 3 o'clock high.
Okay, done. So that was a standard engagement, and I'm a better fighter than RC at this kind of thing, so I was always going to shoot him down. But what I was trying to show you was that everything I did was all about knowing where he was. I could always see exactly, I didn't need him to talk, I could see where he was facing, I could see his altitude, I see his speed, I knew his aspect, and therefore I knew exactly what he was doing all the time. And I could react to that. I could crank offensively to make myself unkillable. I could crank post-missile to make myself unkillable, and I could get a killer missile on him. Now we're going to do exactly the same, everything identical, put him in Raptors for the first time, and let's just see what happens, see what our natural reaction is. It's going to be hard to find each other, RC, so there's roughly gentleman's agreement to stay roughly on course and roughly at the same altitude. Let's just say somehow we know that the Raptor's ahead of us. I don't know how we would know in real life, but... Right, how do we do everything? So radar on. If you want a radar, middle screen, RC, click on the OSB in the bottom middle of the screen.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, as far as I'm aware, everything should be the same.
Alright.
Let's go find ourselves a Raptor, RC. This is like a kind of, well, oh, I can see you. Now, valued viewers, I don't know if you can see, but if I put my velocity vector, because you don't see kind of the detail I do on YouTube, obviously it all gets picked apart, and in that velocity vector circle, I can see RC. He's a 1 pixel, and he's moving around. I can see it, so...
Oh, you can visually see
I can visually, which means you can visually see me. We'll talk about ground radar in a bit, because these stealth aircraft are not invisible to ground radar in DCS, as we'll talk about. So let's say my ground ship has seen him, which it can, and has vectored me onto, GCR'd me onto target. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to posture myself, because I'm fighting now, at a good speed.
Am I supposed to choose a weapon?
Well, just click DVR and it will choose your memory. Just everything will be the same as the F-15.
I was trying to see how to choose the 9X.
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna worry about that later on. Just go to ball mode, and if you go to ball mode, like ACM mode, it should choose the Sidewinder. So, valued viewers, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to give my position away, but you can see what I'm doing. Got it.
Shoot.
Are you staying at the same altitude and the same heading?
Yep. Can't fire my missile. Why is he not firing? Going to Sidewinder. Won't fire. Oh, there's going to be a safety button or something. Oh, bloody ORC. I didn't realise there was a safety. Should we do that again? We've just merged and I didn't realise.
Is there a safety button?
I don't know if you saw any of that, but I just snuck up on you.
I did see you on radar for briefly.
Yeah, it just shows we haven't rehearsed it. I didn't realise. There's a master arm on the left. Just do that and then everything will work. Okay, we've learnt we need master arm on. Master arm on. So things I've learnt. Keep the radar in 20 miles because I won't see him outside about 10 miles. Vectored by a GCI, which I'm doing now. Look for him visually. I can't see him yet, but I will do. I'm going to stay roughly about the same height and roughly on the same course, and we should bump into each other. Oh, I got him already. I see him. You won't be able to see him at home, but trust me, there is a pixel out of colour in the middle of that circle there. You know what we'll have to do next? We'll have to do a non-stealth plane with SA page against the stealth plane and see if we can get a ground radar to pick you up. That would be interesting. Speed's good.
Shoot.
It's an easy kill. It's literally what it is. Your radar missiles will work fine. You've just got to be able to get to him within 10 miles, and he'll appear just like a normal guy. I'll put an AMRAAM out of 10 miles, and there'll be nothing different. The AMRAAM will track just like normal. So just as long as you can get to within 10 miles. So let's just look about getting to within that 10 miles a bit more. We're just doing a control test. I've got a airborne AWACS 120 miles away or so. RC is just in the F-15 for the time being, just to make sure the SA works. I'm going to be in my F-16, just fly along merrily. RC, we're not going to fight. Right, I'm just going to give Link 16 a little while to update. Just at some point, there he is. You can see is the F-16. Now F-15, can you just switch into the Raptor and just fight, please?
All right.
Yep, he's gone. Let's see if AWACS can pick up Raptor. Okay, it appears that airborne radar cannot pick up Raptor because nothing's coming across. Might as well go all the way to merge and make sure I can pick you up through my normal radar. I can see him visually. I'm going to put my velocity vector on him. Assuming that I've got roughly the same radar power as the F-15, I should pick him up at 10 miles. Viewers are asking if a ball launcher will track him. Well, we'll try that in a minute, but let's just get the basic stuff done first. Be interesting now it's highlighted against the ground. It'd be interesting to see if radar still picks him up. He's got a missile on me. Don't know how he saw me, but he did. I'm getting out. Must have ball launched.
No. I saw you. I had you on radar.
How did that work? Alright, fight's on. Right, I've got no HSD to help me out here, so this could be interesting. Shit, where's my helmet mount display? No, I've gone. It's literally just disappeared on this vehicle for no reason. Oh, there it is. So finding you with that HSD now is going to be a friggin' nightmare. There he is. Fight, fight, fight. Lost him. Dark Raptor. Yes. Box 3. Tracking. Splash. Negative. Dodged it. The radar's gone funny. Why is it? No, it's fine. Fire. Good fight this is. It's putting out the chaffs. Ah, it's been duped. Why won't it tracking?
Because I'm in the mountain.
God damn it, look right behind him.
Man.
I should be tracking, so that's a pulse Doppler radar on it. Missed again.
Altitude.
You alive?
Altitude.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Got him. The missiles are not tracking, and I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Should be tracking. Oh, god damn it. You have to go to heaters. Oh, he's down. Way, got him. Well done. Airborne radar cannot find him. No, but his radar picked me up. Oh, I'm not stealthy. I'm not stealthy, am I? So you could see me. I was wondering.
I was wondering why you were.
I was like, how does he even pick me up? Right. Okay. We did manage to get within ACM range, and then we could obviously turn into him and dogfight him. But last thing to try, RC, in that case is I'm going to put a ground-based radar on and see if that can pick you up. I get the feeling it can. One of the good things about ground-based radar is you can have all the power in the world. You can have, you know, giant capacitors and batteries and all sorts in a ship. Right, RC is in a stealth aircraft again. I'm in the F-16 again. You can see I've got a Link 16 donor, which is going to be a ship over there. We're going to see if that can pick RC up in the Raptor and I can be coordinated to him. So it's unpaused, just carry on like normal, RC. Now, when we've run Raptors against ships before, they have been detected and shot down. Remember, we used them against carrier fleet before, and they did get shot down. So I'm expecting them to pick you up, and I'm going to be a bit annoyed if he doesn't pick you up. Or maybe he'll pick you up but can't put you on Link 16 for reasons I don't know. That would be my guess if it's not going to work. Well, it's looking very much like those ships, although they can fire at him, for some reason they can't put him on Link 16, which is a little bit annoying. So we can't be coordinated to him. Right, we'll just go and have one more fight and then RC. What I'm going to do, interestingly, is try a different tactic. I'm going to try and ball launching something at you. Right, I can use my RWR to find him. He's an unknown radar. He's just right at 4. I'm going to have a pop at him right there. Missile out. Right, that missile is going to turn on its own seeker and attack anything it can see in front of it. That might be a valid tactic if he's spiking us and we've got a rough idea. This RWR tells me how close he is in terms of radar strength. So I've got a good idea that he's about 20 to 30 miles with that amount of power coming out of that particular antenna. Elevation, no idea. I'm just going to have a bit of a guess. Put another missile out. He'll probably see those missile trails and react. I see him. I got him. He's there. Okay. Fight's on. He's fired at me. I'm firing at him with a bullseye. With a notch. Missile is notched. Dogfight's on. Got him! Right, and missile dodge. Okay, we're going to pause there. So it looks like, so that missile I fired at you, really interestingly, I wasn't locking you up. So I can bore missiles. Let's just talk about the different things we learned from that. We cannot be coordinated onto him. The AWACS cannot see him. The ship can see him. We know that because we've run these things against ships before. But for some reason, they won't transmit to me on the data link. I don't know why. And, you know, I don't know. I don't want to go much further into it. But they just won't. So I can't be coordinated into him. I can't see him above about 10-ish miles in optimal conditions head on. That'll be about 5 miles on a flank. I can see him at about 30 miles away. At about the distance that I can see a normal fighter for. He just becomes a small dot in the sky and I can track him that way. That's the best I can do in terms of tactics. As it turns out, yes, I can fire at about 30 miles away because once I can see him visually, I can pull my nose up and I can just bore, I can dumb launch an AMRAAM. And with this trajectory, it flies roughly flat. I think it's programmed to fly roughly flat if it doesn't have a lock, and it will get a lock on him when he comes within about 6 or 7 miles. So that will work. That is literally what, if I have to go up against stealth fighters, that's probably my best bet of what I'm going to do. If you zoom in, you can see when he fires a missile. I saw when he fired the AMRAAM, and then therefore I knew I was within about 10 miles, and that's why I did that unlocked bore shot. Well, eventually got him. So it goes back to old school visual fighting again, and then I can get in a notch and I can force him in a dogfight. When you force him in a dogfight, pretty sure these planes will probably be much more maneuverable than a Raptor in a dogfight. At least in DCS, I don't know about real life. I don't want to, I don't want to guess. IR missiles, not at all. I would use IR missiles exactly when I would use IR missiles against a normal plane. The AMRAAM seemed to be perfectly effective against the Raptor. I know he dodged a few when he was low down and on a cold aspect, but I think that was just genuine dodging. I don't think the stealth had anything to play with that. Otherwise, I would have problems shooting him head on, and I'm not having any problems head on. That would be my chosen tactics. All done from a visual, finding him visually, adapting appropriately, everything done on the visual, and trying to get him into a kind of 10 to 15 mile bore shot or force him into a dogfight with AMRAAMs. The valid viewers are saying maybe we're too far away from the ship, and maybe I was for the Link 16 to work. I don't know. From the airborne AWACS, I was 120 miles, a high altitude. From the ships, I was kind of 40 to 60 miles. As far as I'm aware, Data Link should easily be able to get me at Angels 15, but I don't know. I mean, that was what I called an average fight. I think that's good enough data. Anything from your side you'd like to add to that, RC?
No.
Right, I hope you enjoyed that and see you later.